So seeing the struggle RVers had with their tanks firsthand made me realize that there was a real demand in special service.
Welcome to the RV Entrepreneur Podcast, the weekly show for nomads, work campers, RVers, and entrepreneurs looking to earn a living or build a business while enjoying the RV lifestyle. This week's host is Rose Willard. Let's settle in and enjoy the RV Entrepreneur Podcast, brought to you by RV Life.
Welcome back to the RV Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Rose Willard, and today I've got a unique episode lined up because we're talking about something that every RVer deals with, but probably doesn't love to talk about, and that's RV holding tanks. That's right, the gray and the black tanks. But here's the thing, there's actually a thriving business opportunity in this space, and my guest today, Gabe Munoz, has built a successful on-the-road service-based business doing just that. Gabe is a Marine Corps veteran, full-time RVer, and the founder of Tank Rangers, a veteran-owned RV holding tank service company that's grown into a booming business. He and his wife, Alissa, travel the country providing this much-needed service while also helping others start their own businesses in the industry. Gabe's story is all about finding a need in the RV community, building a business around it, and now even helping others start their own mobile service businesses. In this episode, we're going to dive into how Gabe built a profitable service business while traveling, the keys to marketing and growing an RV-based company, and what it takes to create a sustainable, location-independent income. We also get into helpful tips for maintaining our holding tanks, as well as the number one reason for black tank clogs. And it might not be what you think. So get ready for this discussion with Gabe right after this short message.
Hey RVers, let's be real. Your RV shower head isn't great. And even if you swapped it out for something better, chances are it's just a shinier version of the same old thing. And if you're really lucky, those stiff hose kind of let you get wet, but definitely not where you want it. That's where Waterpick comes in. A global leader in water technology, they've designed the Transform RV showerhead to change the way you shower on the road, making it easier and more efficient to shower in tight RV spaces. While other RV showerheads have limited spray adjustments, the Transform RV's unique 360-degree pivoting head allows you to customize to any spray angle without having to remove it from the bracket. This means you can reach your desired spray area and shower with both hands free. This shower head doesn't just work better, it feels better. It's engineered to deliver powerful, consistent water flow. Its multiple spray settings are optimized to get the most out of your water tank. And with the new trickle switch, you can conserve water without that shocking blast of cold or hot water when you turn it back on. It's available in white, chrome, and nickel. The Waterpick Transform RV showerhead is ready to upgrade your RV shower. Head over to Amazon and check it out now.
Hi, Gabe. Welcome to the podcast. Where are you today?
Hello, I'm here in North Carolina along the coast in a little town called Bolivia, just outside of Wilmington.
Oh, that's beautiful. I've never been there, but I have been through North Carolina, and especially along the coast. It is beautiful. You're right. So before we dive into your business, give us a little bit of your background. What led you and your family, you have a wife and a son, to full-time RVing?
Sure. So Alissa and I both served in the military. She was in the Army and I was in the Marines. After our service, we were looking for a lifestyle to give us more freedom and flexibility. So Alissa works in healthcare, and she became a traveling healthcare provider. And I wanted to create something that would allow us to stay on the move while building a business. So we started full-timing in 2021 in our Grand Design Transcend, wonderful. And RV lifestyle quickly became more than just a way to travel. It became more like a home, and we built community all over the country.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so you've been RVing for 4 years,
Correct.
Full-time, yep, with everyone. And you're an entrepreneur now who runs Tank Rangers, a business that specializes in cleaning RV holding tanks. But you haven't always done this. What did you do before becoming an entrepreneur?
Oh man, I've done retail. I was a canine handler. I worked in various roles that require problem solving and logistics and leadership. Along the way, I took a work camping job that gave me firsthand experience with the RV industry. and the challenge that RVs faces, especially when it comes to holding tanks.
Very, very good. So yeah, you supported yourselves doing some work camping jobs early on. What are some of those lessons, maybe some valuable lessons that you learned from those experiences?
Yeah, work camping gave me a deeper understanding of the RV community and the real world issues that RVs deal with, right? One of the biggest lessons that they strongly need in this service that makes RV lifestyle easier. I also learned the importance of flexibility, customer service, and networking, all of which play a big part in running a mobile business.
Yeah, I was going to say that probably shaped your mindset to be becoming an entrepreneur and create what you have. So let's get into the business a little bit, this niche of cleaning RV holding tanks. What led you to that? Because that's kind of a sneaky job, not something RVers really enjoy. So how did you know how to do this too?
Oh man, everybody has that dreadful poop pyramid. You hear about it, people talk about it. Mm-hmm. So seeing the struggle RVers had with their tanks firsthand made me realize that there was a real demand in special service. I also saw that many RVers were willing to pay for convenience and expertise. The experience helped me develop the business and solve a major plan point while using me to stay mobile. So
how did you know, though, really how to do this? Doing it yourself, but then how did you know how to create a business for this? So
we were, as Grand Design owners, we like to go to the Grand Design rallies. That's part of we built community that way. And we were at a Grand Design rally and we seen a gentleman doing this exact thing. I had intentions on going to the RV school, and I don't mind learning everything, but I don't want to work on everything. And I saw a nice little niche there. So I did me and my wife decided to look into it and see what it took to be able to do this kind of service.
And I think I read or heard that you worked for another company kind of doing this before you became,
Yeah, I worked with another company. We were all independent LLCs, but I worked with the company for about a year and just branched off and started my own.
Yeah. So what really was that moment that you're like, I want to take this leap and do my own thing?
I saw that my business as a mom and pop business was only going to get so far. And I saw a great opportunity to network across the country with other folks who are doing this service and come together and create a business together and a brand together. And so that's what we did.
That's awesome. And at what point did you realize that, you started this, did you always feel like this would be a full-time thing or just kind of a side thing at first?
I think it was going to be a full-time thing. And my whole goal was to help take care of our family, make sure that we can continue doing our travelings, continue educating our son on the road. We love to homeschool, being able to show him how beautiful this country really is.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we did too. We absolutely loved it. Wouldn't change anything. So does your wife help out too in the business?
Yeah, she did when we were doing it for the first year. Mm-hmm. And now with her career, she's not a traveling healthcare provider, but she works for a company that educates doctors on how to use equipment. So she's a traveler still. So she's gone for the week and comes home for the weekends.
Very good. All right. Well, and how long have you been running Tank Rangers now?
Tank Rangers was established in September, 1st of September, 2023.
Okay. Very good.
I'm sorry, 2020. Oh. Yeah, 2023. Yeah, September 2023. We hit our 1 year mark this past year.
Well, congratulations. That's very good. So in the early days here, you're still getting into it, but the earlier days, what were some of the biggest challenges, if any, that you faced, building this business?
Balancing family and business. I got a business partner involved, a gentleman who's a Grand Design owner. I met him. He kind of was like, "What are you doing?" He saw what I was doing, and he goes, he asked me some business questions behind what I was doing. This was at the time I was with the other company, and we kept in touch. And then when I decided to leave, he jumped on board and said, "Hey, I got some business ideas. Let's collaborate." And we did. And here we are with 28 franchisees.
That is awesome. Yeah, I want to get into the franchisee issue a little bit later. But first, I want to get into a little bit about marketing your business. How do you do it? You mentioned some collaborations, but what are some other ways?
Sure. Local campaigning and national campaigning. We have a great marketing team. Advertising is great, but in person is a lot better. We educate our franchisees to go out and visit campgrounds, establish relationships with campgrounds, dealerships, and anything that's RV related pretty much. You go to the gas pump and you see somebody pumping and they're pulling a trailer. I'm always quick to hand them a business card because you just never know what they might be already facing a problem that you can help them solve, whether it's over the phone or in person.
Yeah, good for you. It's a very hands-on approach. I love that. And you also do some social media. You have a Facebook page, Instagram. How important has that been for your business for marketing?
It has a tremendous impact on our marketing. There's so many different groups from make some models of different RVs that you can network with, all the way up to social media influencers. We collaborate with a lot of social media influencers. Matter of fact, we have one of our mobile franchisees are social media influencers. We also have some of our franchisees that are wagon masters that put events up together for different manufacturers of RVs. We're partners with Liquefied. Liquefied is a great partner of ours, so we get to market together and network together on a daily basis. It's an awesome relationship. For our mobile folks, I always encourage them to try to be like a camp host, make relationships with campgrounds. I'm currently at a campground where I'm a camp host, and I'm able to bring people in and train them and also educate the general public on how to keep your tanks healthy.
Yeah, those collaborations are really important. Do you have any advice for others looking to collaborate in their own businesses like that?
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to kiss some hands and shake some babies.
That is right. Love that.
Put yourself out there. Get on some podcasts. When I first started this, that was one of the first things I did was get on a podcast. And I was on a podcast talking about full-time RV living before I even got into the business side of it.
That's awesome.
I think if you're an entrepreneur, you bought a business, not a job. You want to be able to put yourself out there and make your business grow.
Yeah, make your business known, but also work on your personal brand, right? Like your story. Get people to know and like you and trust you. And that's a great way to do it.
Stay humble.
Stay humble. That's right. Be true to yourself. You and your family, you travel a lot while running this business. How do you involve them more in the business, like your son? How has that impacted your daily life?
In the first year, he was a little, we would be at the rallies. Everybody knew who Oliver was.
Yeah.
The last rally, Grand Design rally we were at was in Washington State. The last couple of years, he landed on his birthday. It's pretty cool to see 300 or 400 people sing happy birthday to your son.
Yes, it is.
So he has community. We've had some of the seniors, like veterans, they'll take them on. They say, hey, we're taking Oliver out for the day. They'll take him on base and take him to Airspace Museum. We were in Arizona, Fort Site, social media influence. They took him out doing some mining for some gold and minerals and things like that. So I love the community. It's all about the community.
It is. Yeah. All those rallies, events, community, it's so important. And I bet it's really helped your journey thus far.
Yep, most definitely.
Yeah.
This episode is made possible by Travelify. Want reliable internet without the hassle? Meet Travelify. It's portable, high-speed Wi-Fi that's ready to go wherever you are. From road trips to remote cabins. No tricky setup or permanent location required. Just plug in and you're connected. And here's the best part. No contracts, no commitments, and no reactivation fees. Pay only for the months you need. Travelify connects to the strongest available signal among multiple major networks, so you stay online with confidence, backed by a US-based support team that knows the outdoor lifestyle. Travelify, simplifying internet while you travel. Visit Travelify.com today. That's TRAVLFI.com. Listeners can save 15% with code RVE at checkout.
So let's talk about the franchising. After a year or so now, your business has grown so much. You're training others to be in business for themselves and setting up these franchises across the country. What made you decide at this point that this is the right move so early on?
I saw being at all these different rallies, and I'm only in one area of the country, that there's a great opportunity for entrepreneurs to be their own boss, be able to be on the road. As you build these communities, you listen and hear what people's needs and wants are. And, when they start seeing you do it, sometimes they take an interest, right? Or maybe 6 months down I just got a phone call recently. It's like, hey, we saw you a year and a half ago, and then we saw you last year, and now we're thinking about doing it ourselves. What do we need to do, right? So you can help people reach their goals, and it helps me reach my goals. There was a turning point where we knew that just as a mom and pops, it was just not enough, right? It just, you needed, there's so much more that could be done, I think. It was fine for a year. It was great. but it didn't get my wife from starting to pull back from all her responsibilities and let me do some more and have her be some more time with our son, like I said.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, going back to my retail sales back in the day, I used to manage a retail store that was a franchise. So I kind of had a little bit understanding how franchises work, but with my partnerships and my Greg being my business partner in this, he has a lot to bring to the table. His background is marketing and pharmaceutical companies and law enforcement stuff. So we came together and made this really work very well. Understanding franchise laws, getting all those pieces together so that everything's done right. And then it's just getting out there and telling people what we do, because a lot of people don't know what we do.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I still today run into people who said they never heard of tank cleaning before. They thought you just flush it out and that's it.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Yeah. Early on in our RVing, I had never thought of that. I knew that we had to flush our tanks, after every dump.
Right.
But yeah, the whole cleaning thing, we just knew about the whole poop pyramid and make sure you don't put the toilet paper down there and put enough water in there. And there's still more to learn. But
we were known, Alissa, my wife, was really known for doing educational seminars on how to keep your tanks healthy. She was big on educating people on it. And we took that and used it with all our franchises. So when they go to an event, a trade show, whatever, they're there to educate people. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of YouTube out there. There's a lot of good information too. But it comes down to like little simple stuff. When people go to dump, what do you pull first?
Right. Good question.
So what do you pull first?
Well, my husband did it. I wasn't always there doing that. That's a good question. So what is it?
So most people pull the black tank first.
Yeah, no, I was going to say gray first. Yeah.
And then they chase it with the gray water to clean out the slinky.
Yeah.
So I'd rather find if there's any leaks in my slinky by pulling some gray water first.
That's a good tip.
And also you lubricate your slinky so that nothing sticks on the inside of your slinky. So little stuff like that.
Good.
People start listening and they're like, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, no, good point, Gabe. Awesome. Yeah, it really helps to talk and meet with the person like at these trade shows and rallies and in person, and instead of just searching online and YouTube, what's this, that. So you have an opportunity to meet people like that in person. I think that's excellent.
Yeah. When you go to our website, it says the ultimate tank cleaning experience. It's not about the actual cleaning of the tank.
Right. You educate. Yes. And that sets you apart as well. But let's talk about the franchise model a little bit. Walk us through the process. What does that look like for someone interested in starting their own tank cleaning business, with the franchise and et cetera?
So there's two different sides of it. There's our mobile folks and there's people that are stationary that build territories. It's almost like real estate. So they develop a territory and it has value. So there's two sides of it. They can go to our website and there's a link there called Join the Convoy.
I love it.
And then they put some information, and I usually the very first person to reach out and talk to them and get a feel of what it is that they want to do. Are they fully in a corporate job and getting ready to retire and they want to hit the road, those kind of things, so that we can have a business plan and strategy to help them. And then from there, we provide them with an FDD and the Front Trade Commission.
Okay.
So they know their rights and everything else. And they sit on that. And then we'll talk about more about a territory if that's what they're going forward on the mobile side. And then it's a turnkey business. It's a buy-in, and they come in, and then we get them trained. We get all their equipment, and we put them out in the field, and we visit them frequently. And we have a great network of people that are there to support.
Right. And I'm sure there's a fee and all that stuff. I know you probably can't talk about that stuff, but what else anything else that you provide for them to kind of get started?
So it's a turnkey in a sense that once you're on, we help you establish your business name, your LLC registered in the state in which you're operating under, your EIN number, bank accounts. We have attorneys on standby to help you do all the onboarding process.
Oh, that's great.
And then from there, we're working on scheduling to get you trained. As for right now, we have some folks coming here where it's my location to train, where I have endless amount of RVs access for them to train on. So it's great.
Awesome. Yes.
Different makes and models, right? One thing I like about doing the rallies was the volume of RVs, but we're also sticking to one brand.
Oh.
So, yes, I could have a Class A, and the next one could be a pod, and then it could be a travel trailer. There's a variety there.
That's awesome.
Training happens. By the time they come back home, everything's in place. Business cards have already made contacts with campgrounds and stuff, and the balls are rolling. And with a lot of partnerships, they might even have the opportunity to have business contracts already developed. So
that's awesome. What any skills or kind of qualities you're looking specifically in someone who wants to join your team?
Yes, so we do a background A check is there's an application process to it, but we do ask you a little bit about your health. There's a lot of up and down. Make sure that people are ready for this. Even today, if I don't do it for a couple of weeks and I go to do it, I still feel like I use muscles I normally don't get to use. Everything's done on the outside. There's some equipment involved. It's minimal. It's nothing to think. If you can lift 50 pounds, you're pretty safe. Like when you for an application at a store and they say, can you lift 50 pounds? Yeah. Your pump's going to weigh some weight, has a little bit of weight to it, and you're going to run that to your truck. Yeah. Customer service, that'd be number one. We welcome veterans and first responders and everybody. We have quite a few of them. We have quite a few that are active and getting ready to retire, and this is what they plan on doing when they retire. So, yeah.
That's good. Well, like if you had to start over, would you do anything different?
I think I already am with the fact that I changed after a year.
Yeah.
I think I've already experienced that. So no. It's been a great opportunity. I have a great group of people that just needed that structure, that leadership, and that ability to make connections and network with the RV community and the industry as a whole. I'm an ambassador for MoreRide, and so I love being able to educate people on things that could help them better their camping experience, right?
Right.
Or even being on the road. MoreRide makes a lot of safety stuff.
Yes.
And we experienced in our travel trailer where we had the frame flex issue. A lot of people. The only thing that saved our rig was from falling apart on the road was the MoreRide X-Factor crossbeam. So
there you have it.
So things like that. And if anybody wants one, use promo code Tank Rangers. You can get a nice discount on the MoreRide products.
Very good. I'll put that in the show notes. Very nice. Quick, let's talk about your success here and kind of the future first of Tank Rangers. Let's get into that. So what do you see the future of Tank Rangers?
I see a nationwide company that's leading the way in the tank cleaning for service. I see that we'll have lots of partnerships. We'll have a lot of manufacturers that are going to reach out to want to partners with us. We have a great network of service providers, and we continue to grow. We have them in the pipeline right now. So we're going to continue to grow. There is going to be a stopping point, obviously. We don't want to saturate the industry. But I think when there's 1.6 million full-timers out here, there's plenty of business for everybody.
Yeah, there's definitely enough of a demand. That's awesome. I saw on your website you support some nonprofits. You're actively involved in that. Can you tell us a little bit more about your involvement?
Sure. So starting with Alissa and I, when we were the Mom and Pops, we always felt that we wanted to give back. So we partnered up with Honor Flag Network, Mr. Chris out of Honor Flag Network, a nonprofit organization that helps families of first responders who are killed in line of duty, funeral expenses and things of that nature. Iron Dog Canine International, that one kind of hits home for me. Help train life-saving techniques to handlers for their canines in case they get injured when they're out in the field. They provide impact crates, tracking collars, bulletproof vests, all those kind of things. So a lot of departments, what people don't realize, a lot of departments don't have the money to do these kind of things. Maybe the dog might just have a tracking collar, just a bulletproof vest, or maybe just a crate, but there's things that are needed to protect these dogs.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad you're able to. Yeah, go ahead.
Northwest Cadaver Dogs out of Washington State.
Wow.
I kind of do that solely. But that one, it has a team of cadaver dogs that get deployed like they did in a recent activity in Asheville after the storm that happened out there.
Yeah, can you explain that about the dogs? What do they do?
So cadaver dogs are out in the field looking for bodies.
That's what I thought you said. All right.
Yeah. Rather up the tree or down underneath in the ground, that's what they're trained to do.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. That's awesome.
So those are our non-profit. We are franchisees. We encourage them to partner up with nonprofits. We have ones that have had breast cancer, and that's their nonprofit. We have one in Texas. He's very involved with Scouts, so that's his nonprofit. So we encourage them to give back. It's just the Tank Ranger way.
That's really awesome. Fantastic. Do you have any advice for those who maybe want to start a service-based business in this industry, but maybe they don't have the formal training and those technical aspects?
Yeah, ask a lot of questions, get involved with groups. There's a lot of support out here. And I think there's plenty of room for more entrepreneurs.
Yes.
In the RV industry, it's a different breed. It's a different breed of people. They're very willing, very giving, want to see you be successful. They support you. I know I got members of Grand Design Rallies when we go to do seminar. They might have seen it for 3 years in a row, but they will still come and sit there and support us. So it's great.
This is great. And in general, for those thinking about starting any type of business while living on the road, what's the biggest piece of advice you give them?
Market yourself.
Yeah, get out there, right? Yeah.
Market yourself. When you start making a little money, invest in the marketing. Put right back into the marketing. You know, that's what we do with our franchises. You got to put back into the marketing.
Yeah, very important.
Very important. Market yourself and stay humble.
That's right. Before we wrap up, I do have a couple more questions after, but I wanted to get this in here first. Where can people learn more about Tank Rangers or connect with you if they're interested in your services or franchise opportunities?
Sure. You can go to tankrangers.com. There's a headline up there for any of that kind of information. We also have a service provider map. It's a map of the United States. They have pin locations. You can click on it, and it'll take you right to the link of that particular franchisee. It'll give them a little bio of who they are, and as well the contact information so that they can do it that way. Another one is they can go to 844 RV Tanks, and we have a dispatch. You can give them a call. They'll talk to you. They'll give you, so if you're in a pinch, you got a poop pyramid, they'll talk to you and see what they can do to help you in the time you know that you have to get it done, or link you up with a franchisee in their area.
Okay, perfect. I'll put all those in the show notes as well.
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well.
Yes. Awesome. That'll be on there too. You're out there. Good for you.
We're out there.
All right. I have some couple burning questions about our RV holding tanks here.
Okay.
What's the number one reason for black tank clogs?
Not enough water.
Yes. Not
enough water. Water's your best friend.
Yeah. And that's tough when you're boondocking. We kind of ran into that where we were boondocking a lot and we, didn't have the water on for the toilet at times. You do a little just for pee, and then you put the water back on and you're like, I don't think that's enough water. I think we're getting a little slow flow here.
So with the time that you're able to have full hookups again, there's an item called the Valterra Flush King. And we highly recommend it. We use it for part of our cleaning, and we educate people on the value of having one of those on board on your RV. Okay. And it's a gate valve with a clear piece and a port to put a hose to it.
Yes.
And what you're able to do is dam the water and force it up into your tanks. It creates a vortex, a whirlpool. So it gets stuff that your onboard sprayer will never touch. Okay. So if you can do that after at least once a month, is that your tank's a lot healthier.
That's good.
And let it fill up.
Yeah.
Let it fill up. We recommend using an enzyme-based additive to help break down the solids so it'll flow out better. But not only that, you want to be able to put a lubrication on the inside of the tank so that your sensors give you accurate readings.
And what enzyme-based solvent should we be putting down our tanks?
We say if you're happy using what you're using, why change? But if you're looking for a suggestion, we say liquefied. Okay. With some testing and the relationship we built with liquefied over the year, a little over a year, they come up with a product and listening to us that works very well. I use it currently in my RV, and I haven't had any problems giving me accurate readings.
Good to know.
They give you inaccurate readings, so people know is that those tanks are dry. So you can put a lubrication on it. If you can do that, if keep it slick, nothing sticks.
Is that the enzyme part of lubrication, or is there something else that you use?
It's already in the additive.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
The enzyme is to break down the solids. Okay,
very good.
Yep.
And then the other question is, how often should we have our tanks cleaned if we're full-time?
Full-timers, at least once a year.
Okay.
We have quite a few clients that to get it done twice a year or 6 months. But we say do it once a year. It's maintenance. These tanks are simply just there to hold the bio waste for a period of time, and they require some cleaning just like anything else. So
right, because they're not septic. They're just holding. Yeah.
That's right.
And then how often for part-timers or every once in a while, or how often should we clean?
Doing it when you're going to rent. If you winterize, it would be a good time to do it at the same time, winterize and all that. And our service providers do all that. They do freshwater tanks, they do water heaters, they do black and gray tanks. So if you're looking for, your season's over and you want to put your RV up for the season, we can help you out and get it all ready for you.
Okay, very good. And lastly, let's see, what is the most outrageous tank cleaning you've had to do? What is something that made you go, oh my gosh? So boondockers are concerned about their water usage. If you don't dilute urine and bio waste enough, it will bond together and create what we call RV kidney stones, called struvite, and that creates lots and lots of clogs. The nastiest one I had to say was a toy hauler where they were using it like a porta-john.
with minimal water. And it's 12 hours of work, a day and a half to get all the clogs out.
Oh my goodness. I'm
use
sorry.
plenty of water. Water
Yes.
is your best friend.
Come on, RVers. Yes, use that water. Great advice.
It was pretty bad when I went to open the toilet and look down, and it looked like a porta john.
I think I'm going to gag. Okay.
Hey RVers, let's be real. Your RV shower head isn't great. And even if you swapped it out for something better, chances are it's just a shinier version of the same old thing. And if you're really lucky, those stiff hose kind of let you get wet, but definitely not where you want it. That's where Waterpik comes in. A global leader in water technology, they've designed the Transform RV showerhead to change the way you shower on the road, making it easier and more efficient to shower in tight RV spaces. While other RV showerheads have limited spray adjustments, the Transform RV's unique 360-degree pivoting head allows you to customize to any spray angle without having to remove it from the bracket. This means you can reach your desired spray area and shower with both hands free. This shower head doesn't just work better, it feels better. It's engineered to deliver powerful, consistent water flow. Its multiple spray settings are optimized to get the most out of your water tank. And with the new trickle switch, you can conserve water without that shocking blast of cold or hot water when you turn it back on. It's available in white, chrome, and nickel. The Waterpik Transform RV showerhead is ready to upgrade your RV shower. Head over to Amazon and check it out now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here's the second one.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, people like to leave their gate valves open on their gray tanks because they're doing laundry or whatever.
Oh, no.
Sewer flies.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, we never kept ours open, and we boondocked a lot, so we didn't have that problem.
Sewer flies, but on a second, you don't want to dry out your tanks because when you dry out, you have a dry surface.
Like you said, yes. Gabe, this has been a great conversation, super insightful. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And sharing your journey, your advice. I absolutely loved how you turned this simple, much needed RV service into a thriving business right now that supports not only your family, but also other entrepreneurs looking to follow in your footsteps. So thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you for doing the dirty work. Safe travels to you and your family.
Thank you.
I love hearing stories like Gabe's, where someone takes a skill, finds a real need in the RV community, and builds a thriving business around it. What really stood out to me is how simple but effective their approach is, showing up at rallies, using social media to let people know where they are, and just providing an essential service that so many RVers need, but don't always think about until there's a problem. One thing that really stuck with me is how they built their business in a way that fits their lifestyle. Working at rallies, connecting with other RVers, and now even expanding into franchising so others can do the same. It's proof that you don't have to be a full-time content creator or digital entrepreneur to make money on the road. Sometimes hands-on services are where the real opportunity is. One thing that Gabe mentioned after we were done recording is that Tank Rangers is now officially trademarked. And I know he was super excited about that, so big congrats to him. And huge thanks to Gabe for sharing his story and insights today. If you want to learn more about Tank Rangers, or maybe now you're interested in joining their franchise team, be sure to check them out at tankrangers.com. And if you're interested in the More Ride and liquefied products that Gabe mentioned in this episode, you can use promo code TANKRANGERS to receive a discount at checkout. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, let us know, and it helps bring more awesome guests like Gabe onto the show. And speaking of guests, we are always looking for more RV entrepreneurs or any entrepreneurs serving the RV industry to be featured on this podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest, head on over to our website at the rventrepreneur.com/podcast and click on Be a Guest and fill out the guest form. I look forward to having you on the show. That link will also be in these show notes. That's all for now. Now go maintain those tanks.
RVing is more than just a hobby. It's a community. When you join RV Life, you're not just gaining access to a suite of tools. You're becoming part of a vibrant community of fellow RV enthusiasts. share your experiences, learn from others, and make your RV journey even more memorable. Visit rvlife.com to become a part of our community and start making connections that last a lifetime.